Welcome one and all to this 15th episode of D&D Series 3 with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we are going to do, well, you've made a model of a ladder, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to,
blow up other ramps.
Yes, no, we're going to create a, first of all, I want to jump when we reach an edge, right? A little hop, a skip.
Like in
Zelda, yeah. And then we're gonna make some kind of maybe water damage so that you run out. I don't know, we'll see, but maybe that's too much. But one thing we're definitely gonna do is implement your ladder. Right, so we're gonna add a ladder as one of the entities and then deal with it. Okay? Alright, so let's begin with that. You told me you have sent me your ladder, have you not?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Alright, so it should
I did it right before we started singing.
Zoe, adventure ladder.
I don't see it.
There it is.
There it is.
It's a vox, right? So magic a voxel. And can I just sort of import it like this? Yes. All right. So one thing we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it where it is, but perhaps it would be a good idea to immediately. Oh, I didn't even know about this. Actually, this is a good idea. We want to put it high up. Okay, these look wrong. They look wrong.
Wrongly spaced.
Yes, exactly. So what we're gonna do is gonna go to ortho real quick, look from the front real quick, selection, rect, drag it up.
That should be correct.
It's hard to tell. Right? Anyway, but let's grab them all and then drag them down just a tiny bit. This probably pretty good. Okay? Now let's select everything and then drag everything toward one side. Like this. Just one voxel away. Okay, so we're gonna be able to attach this. I'm also thinking that we should probably give it one voxel from the side. So let's grab all of these and drag them to the right by 1 pixel, voxel, and these drag them to the left. That's it.
There.
Done. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're going to export as PLY and adventure ladder PLY. That's good. Now we're going to go to Unity, Models, Environment, open it, and wait. Really? Apparently Blender didn't want to open. Well, it'll open now, hopefully. Okay, here we go. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got all the stuff, right? So here we're going to go File, Import, PLY, and we want adventure.
Where is it?
I wonder where I've exported it. Oh, in export. That's where. Cut. Paste. Yeah, unfortunately Magic Voxel doesn't remember your settings, none of that. It's not the greatest of tools. It's pretty good, but you know. There you go. Adventure ladder. Now it's gonna be huge tasticus. Right, so just as usual, we're gonna divide this by 64. Divide this by 64. And divide this by 64. And now we're not F. Redo. We're going to press dot to focus. Okay, so I must have divided something incorrectly, so let's undo.
It's now flying again.
Divided by 64. That's what was wrong. There we go. Now it's good. Alright, so this looks wrong in the sense that it's off, but that's fine. That's exactly where we want it to be. Okay, so now, as usual, we go to this mode. Now hit space and type remove
doubles.
Yeah, that's it. Remove doubles. Now hit space. Limited dissolve.
27,000.
Yeah. Limited dissolve. Okay, there we go. Now
that's nothing. There's only 62.
We're gonna make even less. We'll delete this face. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold Shift. Keep holding it. Okay, release. Now keep holding it. Release. Okay. Delete, hit F. Sorry, try again, F. Okay, so now all of the faces are gone. This is odd, right? So just select everything, hit A, space, and hit enter immediately. Limited dissolve. Okay. And now what we have done is just created a different type of geometry sort of thing that will account for these being walls. So hold Alt. Okay, and hit F. And now hold Alt and hit F. Right? So this is gonna work like this. Okay? And then gonna generate whatever shadows whatever we need to do. Okay, and that's it. That's our ladder already. So
now we need to go with the material.
Sure, just
thingy.
Tab. Hey, that's it.
Done.
Done. Right, so give this a save. Well, wait, we're not done yet. You want to call this one ladder. Yeah, Ladie.
Ladir.
Hey, a live drive. Just so you know, we're taping a show right now. So it's me and my daughter, and we don't talk much to chat while we do this. But in an hour we're done, and we'll take Q&A. Okay, so hit tab again, hit Control S, and we're done. Now it should be in game. So now we need to create a new prefab out of this, right? And it's going to be an entity. So you can probably duplicate the bomb spawn point right away and rename it to ladder. Later. Ladie.
Too many spelling errors.
Yeah, I would think so. Okay, so model. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna change the mesh filter mesh. Okay, something is off. It could be. Oh, hello.
How?
Oh, I think I know. Hit Control A. Location, Control A. Rotation, Control A. And rotation and scale. Okay, save. All right, and now, boink. There's the ladder.
Going.
Much more palatable, isn't it? All right, there you go. It's already facing the right way. So now we only need one material for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let's see if we already have a material that could work for it.
Dirt or fuse, maybe?
No, I don't think so. We would want the ladder to look metallic, I think, and we don't really have anything like it. So let's put granite, then click on granite, and now duplicate granite, and call this one metal. You missed the capital M. Metal. All right. So now we can go back to the model and give it the metal. Boop. And now we're going to change the way this behaves. So first of all, we're going to put a fairly light gray, and then we're going to increase the metallic properties of it and the smoothness. And you'll see it's going to like sort of shine. Now this doesn't work very well with voxels. It works much better with round surfaces, right? But hey, whatever. We do what we can, right? Let's see if we can brighten it up even further. Yeah, let's put it white. There you go. That's not too bad, right? We can put a bump map if we wanted to, or all sorts of crazy things. But our game is simple, so we're gonna stick with this. Now it's called ladder, but it does have an enemy spawner. We're gonna remove that. And that's it.
We need to add it to the enum of interactive entities, right?
We need to do all sorts of things. Okay. So now let's open the C# project. Loading. Yes. All right. So step number 1, map, comma, enter, letter, save. Okay. Now don't recall any of this. But let's take a look at our variables here. So list of color, list of map colors, list of entity colors. That's important. So let's go and take a look at our world. Okay, so that's fine, but this is the entity stuff, right? So cyan is our spawn point. Red is our Bob spawn point. Remember, the quantity of red, excuse me, also controls how intense the thing is going to be, right?
Doesn't it control what direction it goes?
Like the angle, how large the angle is going to be. Yeah. So let's put a 3 here, and let's choose just plain green or whatever, right? So we go no blue, no red, yes green. There we go. That's it. Now 3. Here goes the ladder. Oh, my bad. Ladder. Boop. Now, entity containers, we need 1. Okay, so inside the world, it's bomb spawn point. So duplicate bomb spawn point and rename this one F2 or ladder, capital L. Okay, hit enter. So that's for all ladders.
Yeah.
In entity rotations,
ladder can rotate because it needs to go in several spaces, so, right?
That's interesting. I don't know how it's going to work. So let's leave it at -1, right? Leave it there. But what we're gonna do with these rotations is we're gonna control them using the quantity of green.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna need the various maps. There's the entity map and the entity info map. So let's open the entity. Oh, there's the GIMP folder. We're gonna go there. We're not gonna do this. This opens the actual file. That's not what we want, right? What I'm thinking, however, is that this may be a bit... I'm stupid. I opened the wrong thing. This may be a little confusing with the amount of colors we've got. But we'll see. So let's open the map. Let's open the map. There's the map. Hold control for me. All right, release. So this is the entity map, well, the entity info, right? And this is the entities. I'm a bit weirded out by this cyan here. So that's fairly interesting. This cyan is on top of a spawner. See, that's a bomb spawner, red, right? It's on the entities. But here there's cyan. Cyan has some yellow, but nothing much else. I don't know. Wouldn't that mean rotation 0? But it definitely doesn't have rotation 0. It has a certain rotation, but I don't know what it is.
It has a diagonal rotation.
Yeah, it's moving
right here.
It's moving diagonally for sure. These are going horizontal. Okay, so let's take a look at the colors here. So this color is 64, which is a quarter, so 90 degrees, right? This color, however, on the red, it's got a 91 on the red. So it's not completely cyan. So if we just take this color instead, I think it's going to be much more usable for us. Okay, so let's just go and immediately change the size to 0 and go on entity info plop. That doesn't let me do it for some reason. It's gonna let me now. It's not. Okay, why not, mate? Why not? Hit Control A for me. There. Okay, are you gonna let me do it now? No. What the? That's the weirdest. I can't change anything. Cannot paint on layer groups. Oh, I see. Entity information. There. Now that helps, right? So this is a different tone of red. 91. I don't know how much 91 is, but it doesn't particularly matter for now. Okay, so now back to the entities. So we said we wanted to add a ladder. So let's add the map real quick. Right? We want the ladder to be here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one over here too.
And it could be one on the island as well.
Sure. Okay, so now let's take the green color.
But the green is already the grass.
I know, but they're on different maps. You need to learn to think abstractly. Okay, you need to treat colors just like channels of information, right? It doesn't matter that the grass is green if there is no other green going on this map. On the other, so you see, I'm showing the entities. This is the map for the world, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. If I hide the world, this is just the entities.
Yeah.
So the two don't conflict. Okay. So I can put green here. The world will ignore it. So I just showed the world, so I want to see where it is that we need to put the thing based on the dirt here, right? So let's see. Entities, bomb spawn point, and let's create a new layer. Okay, which we are going to call ladder. Hit enter. Okay, so now on the ladder layer, we can put a ladder over here.
Mm-hmm.
And we can put a ladder over here. Now, the color will determine how far we, how intense, what rotation we'll have. So we start at 0, 0 is going to be up, right?
Yeah.
And then if you have a quarter of the green presence, we're going to be rotated 90 degrees to the right. And then if you have half, we're going to be rotated down. And then if you have 3/4, we're going to be rotated
to the left.
Well, either that or, yeah, so full is at the top then. If full is at the yeah, so 1/4 on the right, half, 3/4 top. Yes, okay, so that's good. So full, all right? So that's the only thing we need to remember. Now let's hide the world, okay? And now hit Control-Shift-E. And now we are going to textures over here, and we are choosing entity map. Oh, wait a moment. This is the entity map. Now we need to go to the entity info. This is a bit difficult to understand, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So the entity info here, we're going to have to decide what color we want. And in this particular case, you'll notice that it's empty. Okay. All of the spawn points
don't really matter.
Are empty because they don't have any properties, but the ladders do, right? So entity information, let's leave that open, and right here, let's again display it. We need to be here, so I'm going to just immediately paint. There we go, just so I can see them later. Okay, and now we need to decide how much, and this is already correct. I mean, for the entity info, we should do everything just with the color red. Okay, so we're actually going to go with pure red and do plop and plop, just like this. All rotation will be controlled by red. We should probably write this down somewhere, okay? Anyway, Control-Shift-E. And this exports into entity info map. Okay? All right, so that's done. Now we're going to go back to Unity. And those have already been exported or whatever. Now we need to take a look at the code, right? So let's see here, world texture, blah, blah, blah. Set up entities, that's the one. Okay, so if map rotations color index lower than 0, transform rotation quaternion Euler up, random range 0 to 4 times 90. Okay, so that's what it's doing, and 0 is what we use for no rotation at all, which is interesting.
Okay.
Now, I'm curious about this map rotations. Where does it come from? It comes from environment. Oh gosh, we haven't touched this in ages, so I'm really a bit confused, to be honest. It's been a long time since we've done this. So let's see, list entity colors. Where does this come from? Okay, so we definitely have those. I remember it. And for our letters, it's green. So for blah, 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 index y times entity texture dot width plus x. Right. So the color index, it's going to be the index of that color. Okay. ME instantiate, so instantiates the entity. Okay, now it changes the transfer name. using the color index, the entity containers. So it's going to call it a ladder underscore and then X and Y. And then it's going to choose the rotation. If map rotation is -1, okay, then something happens. Now -1 means random, if I recall correctly. Now we don't want these entities to be rotated randomly. We want this particular entity to be rotated at a specific angle.
Like the bomb spawn point.
Yes, but the bomb spawn point, I think it's actually also rotated randomly.
So the bombs themselves?
It's the bombs that get rotated by that specific angle somehow, right? So, but this one, I think, actually needs map rotations. Well, it's interesting because, so where does entity rotations come from? No, see, this is if it's a standard rotation. So I suppose it's -1 again, but if it's -1, that's not going to work either. That's interesting. Map rotations. Color index. I'm confused. We haven't done this in a very long time, so...
But we did last Friday.
No, but what we haven't done is figuring this out. Right? So, let's see here. See, grass, dirt, sea. So the sea, we give it a specific rotation. Okay, and that's fine. Entity rotations. There is that. Right? And so, why is it showing me if map rotations when I'm setting up entities? I have the very strong impression that this is incorrect. Okay, so what we want here is change this variable. This variable is incorrect. We need to be using the entity rotations, I think. But let's see if it's anywhere. Here it is. Right, so copy this. We made a mistake, I think. It needs to be here, pasted. Okay, so if the entity rotation is -1, then it's going to do a certain thing, or well, negative something is going to do a certain thing, and if it's anything 0 or up, then it's going to rotate by that specific angle. Okay, so save. Now we need to have our rotations possibly dependent on the red intensity, right? So we should probably add booleans or something like that here. Okay, so copy this entire thing,
Okay.
paste it, and go bool, and go entity rotation depends on map. Put texture with a capital T.
That's a long name.
Save, I know. And so here we're gonna say if open round, just type depends. There it is. Square bracket, color index, close square bracket, close round, open squiggle, hit enter, close, else, open, close, save. Cut this, paste it here, save, save again. All right, so now the color index list entity colors index of colors index. So colors index is what we want, and we need to check the red. So we're gonna say me transform, copy this, paste it here, and it's gonna be vector3.up, that's correct. Color index, copy this. Now, is this a color? Yes. Paste it here. And now you go dot R for red. So we're taking the red channel, okay? And this is going to be a percentage already, okay? Multiplied not by 90, but by 360. Save.
Yeah, so I can go all the way around, right?
That's right. Now, so it's going to be percentages, but I'm worried about this because we may not get perfect numbers.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
would we have to make some sort of snapping system?
Yes, essentially. But let me think this through for a second. So we've got a percentage, and I know it's in quarters. We could multiply the percentage by 4, then round to the closest integer. Round to the closest integer, then do 3 minus all of this, and it would work. Let me show you how. So, okay. I'm going to just create a new file here. Oh dear, that's small. Let's go image, scale image, and make it 1024, just so I have a little bit of room to work with. Okay, so the situation that we've got is as follows. So you have a object that can be rotated in 4 different directions, right?
Yeah.
Now these 4 different directions are going to be, in this case, 0, in this case 90, and so on. Okay. Now when we're picking up the information from the color, up here it's going to be 1f. Here it's going to be 0.25f. Here's going to be 0.5f, and here's going to be 0.75f. Okay, so if you multiply this float by 4, what do you get? 4. Here you get 1. Here you get 2, and here you get 3. 4, 1, 2, 3. Nice, lovely integers, right? We can then snap by round to int, right?
Yep.
To int. Now this is still not great because we don't have a 0, right? And our 0 rotation would be this one. So we can say 4 minus this stuff, right? And this one would become a 0. This one, 4 minus 1, would become a 3.
A minus 3?
No. 4 minus 1 makes 3.
Oh, yeah.
4 minus 2 is 2, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So the problem is, I think we may actually rotate the other way. But it's not a huge deal. I mean, we could also put this at a 0. I think, in fact, that would probably be more comfortable. Putting this at a 0, 25, 5, 75 or higher. That could also be an option, because technically we got 4, right? And the problem is we're dividing by 4, which leads us to 5 results. 0, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, and 1. Mm-hmm. Right? So that's 5 results, which mean, but we can only rotate in 4, right? So instead of dividing by 4, we would need to divide by 3, which would give us 0, 0.33 reoccurring, 0.66 reoccurring, 0.99 reoccurring, which is essentially 1.
Okay.
Right? We could do that as well, and I think that would possibly be a good idea. Do you want to do that instead? Because that way we could leave this one at 0. So let's delete all of this mess. Square up, blah. So this one would give us 0, 0.33, 0.6, I suppose I could just say 0.6, right? And this one would be 0.9 reoccurring, right? Now, if you round these, but first you need to multiply. Which number this time? We multiply by 3.
Yeah.
So 0 times 3 is?
0 times 3 is 0.
Mm-hmm. This times 3 is?
About 0.9.
About 0.99999, which is?
1.
1. This times 3?
About 2.
Correct. And this times 3?
About 3.
Correct. 0, 1, 2, 3. I like that much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go.
Exactly.
Let's quickly deal with this ourselves now. So here we gave them a full red.
Yeah.
Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to give them a full pitch black. Right? 0. Yeah. So immediately Control S to save, and then Control E to export.
Did you delete them or just color them?
I deleted them, but it makes no difference. There's no pixels whatsoever here because the BG is doing all the work, right? Okay, so now those are pitch black. Now let's go back to our code, and as we said, we need to do a little bit of math here. So we're getting the color, which is going to be a percentage. We're then going to multiply it by 3 float, which is what we said. Then we said we were going to round it. So go mathf dot round to int. Okay, tab, close round. Open round. Close round here. Okay, so now we're gonna have an int. and a safe int. Okay, now you want to cast this as a float. So open around. No, open around. Whoa, wait a minute. Things went south. Open around. Float. Close the round. Okay. And now that we've got this, we can multiply this thing by 90 degrees. 90F. Save. And now I'm not actually sure that we're rotating the right direction. We may be rotating the wrong direction. We'll find out.
Yeah, when we turn the game.
Okay, so if the rotation depends on the texture, we'll ignore these entity rotations. Okay, and we will just depend on that particular piece of information. Now, one worry that I have is, see here? This is where we're using the entity info texture, not the entity texture. By the way, since we're here, copy this, paste it here, and here, and here. Save. So we are grabbing, none of this makes any sense to me. So wait a moment, index, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the colors now make sense. Map tiles, send info to entity. So this is if we're doing something here. So maybe we should do something here as well for this. Send info to entity. What is this? It's in map tiles. Let's go take a look at this particular thing. Child entity, which is a map entity, set up. Map entity goes to enemy spawner. So that's not brilliant. We have the same problem as with our enemies, remember?
Yeah.
That it's too specific. Right? So, but we are checking if it's not null. So we could have another type of entity that is not the enemy spawner, that it's something else. Like, for example, rotatable thing like a ladder or tunnel or whatever, I don't know. And like a door, for instance. I think that would make some degree of sense, actually. So, yeah, I like the idea. Let's quickly create this type of thing, right? So the enemy spawner is inside the map, right? Mm-hmm. So duplicate, just create a new one. Create C# script. Call this one rotatable edge object. Hit enter. Okay, rotatable edge object. Now it needs to compile for a second. Now I think we need to put it on our prefab in our entities, right? So if you take a look at the spawn point, for example, it's got a map entity and an interactive entity and blah, blah, blah. The ladder has nothing. The bomb has an enemy spawner. Now let's give the ladder the thing we just created, whatever we called it. Type object, we'll find it. There it is, rotatable edge object. That's the one. Now let's open it. Okay, so this one has nothing, but it needs to have some kind of setup. Before we go there, let's go to here. And here we're gonna look for exactly the same type of thing. So go rotatable, so start rot. Hey, there you go, rotatable edge object. Call it REO equals get component. Yeah, there it is. Open of type R tab close open close semicolon. Check that it's not null. Copy this entire structure. Paste it here. Copy. Paste. Paste. C for color. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Save. Copy this.
Stick it there.
Yeah. Wait a moment.
Oops. Sorry.
Public void.
I'll stick it there.
Yeah. Okay, save. And now
what color we need to request?
Yeah, let me think for a moment. Yeah, request the color C. Save. Okay. And now we're gonna make it just rotate based on that. So let's go back to our map. See what I mean by I don't remember what we did for ages, because now we've added this depends on rotation, blah blah blah, and all of this intelligent stuff, which is not bad, but it's not in line with our previous code design, right? So we're gonna remove this stuff, and now we're gonna cut this, And now we're gonna delete this and this. Okay, press Shift Tab once, and press Shift Tab as many times as necessary. Cool. Okay, that's good. Save it. Now, so it will rotate that some way, but it doesn't matter. We will force a different rotation. Paste it here. Okay, and here instead of color index R, just type C. Save.
And ME doesn't exist either.
That's true. Just transform, rotation, etc. So save. We want to rotate this current transform, right? Yeah, I think that basically does it, at least for now, for the rotatable edge object. Yeah,
let's see if it rotated correctly.
Yeah, one moment. Now, first we want to, one thing that I remembered is we want to have a rigid body and a collider for this guy, right? So let's add a component type R for rigid body. And now add a B for box collider. Okay, let's drag it up. Now, obviously, because the model, well, you know, one thing we could do, we could put the box collider inside the model. That's actually quite comfortable. It's going to help. So remove component, go here, and you can add a box collider here, and there, it fits the thing basically perfectly. Right.
As much as we need, at least.
Actually, it's fine here. There you go, box collider. Now, what type of object is this? What type of entity? It is a... Okay, we don't have an entity for this type of stuff, for like edge object, right? So I don't even know if we should have some kind of thing. Yeah, now let's just call it edge object. And you're right, I think we're going to make it so that you interact with it by pressing A. So the ladder is going to be an edge object. Let's change it, who cares? Okay, so here's the ladder, everything's fine. I
saved.
It may work, let's see. Moment of truth, plop. And I don't see it at all. Let's go see if it's built them correctly. World, nope, no ladder. So something's missing in our code. Setup map, let's take a look. No, it's gotta be in entities. Entity texture width, colors, entity textures get pixels, index, color index, entity texture, index, color index, instantiate entity tile templates. Entity tile templates. It should exist. Didn't we put it there? Yes. Entity tile templates. Definitely green. Okay. Let's quickly check the color here or here. So you go debug log or log. Yeah, and now type quote. Now this type color, no, lowercase c, equals, no spaces. I would have told you space. Equals, actually I wouldn't have, but remember this is a string, right? So it doesn't work like a code. It doesn't sort of auto-fix things or whatever. This is a string. Whatever you write is exactly what the code would read, okay? We want colors index, so copy this. Put a quote first, undo, Control Z. Put a quote first. And now put a hashtag, as modern people call it, plus. And now you want to type.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Now you want to type color utility. One down, tab, dot, 2 HTML string RGBA, open round, paste, close round, space, plus, space, quote, close the first bracket of color, no, this type. And now you can type another quote, plus color index.
Quote again?
No, just color index. Okay, space, plus, quote, lesser than, slash, this one, color, larger than,
that's a lesser than, down.
Quote, round bracket, semicolon. So what this does is it'll color it whatever the color is here, okay, that we've got in that particular spot. So we should get some green color at some point for the letters, one would hope, unless our exporting was incorrect, which is possible. Let's see, collapse. Okay, so you've got, okay, the colors were a bit went a bit bonkers here, right? Because this is just giving us the dirt and that sort of stuff. Oh, because we put this in the wrong place because we're potatoes. Cut this and put it here. Save. Okay, so that was working fine. I was like, well, where are these colors coming from? They're these.
Yeah.
And we need to look for these. Okay, pause. So we got 2 greens and 3 reds. We did get the greens. Okay. Or no, this is cyan actually. No greens. Okay, so the only possibility is that we have incorrectly exported the map. So hit Control-Shift-E, and that's the entity information, entity info map. Place, export. And now we can hide this, and now hit Control-Shift-E. Entity map.
And what about the world?
The world is fine. We haven't touched it, have we?
But we put the ladders on it.
Yeah, but on the entity map, not on the world.
Good point.
All right, so let's see now. Nope, still didn't get any green. Okay, so that's a bit strange. Copy this and paste it here. And now instead of color index, type index. Save. So now it's just going to give us completely raw information. We're going to get loads of blacks, but that's all right. Loads of black boxes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, I was stupid. This won't help at all because the text keeps changing, so I can't see them. Just type quote hi, close quote, save. Okay. Now it's gonna say hi in various different colors, and we'll see if there are any green colors. There should be. Let's also remove maximize and play so I don't have to constantly do this. Yeah, see? There's green 2 green highs. Colors. There's 2 highs. So, well, that's the one that comes after. That makes sense. So we've got 2 green highs, and for some reason it's not picked up. Now, either this green is not perfect green, which is not impossible, but it does look wrong. I mean, it does look impossible. It is exactly the same green, so that's fine. Now, there's one possibility that this is not perfect green. So...
Need the color picker.
Yep. But not in any information, in ladder. Aha, it's got a bit of blue.
That was the total.
We are a bit silly. Okay, save. I think it's Control-E right away because we have it. Just do Control-Shift-E, so we're not wrong for sure. And we're gonna go to entity map. See, that's how you analyze bugs, right? You try to figure out what's wrong, and then when you see that this is actually working perfectly, so the error must be somewhere else. Save. Okay, now let's take a look if our little silly ladders are gonna be there, but we may have wrong rotations, which I basically expect. Okay, I still don't see them.
Did we forget to instantiate?
No, you can't forget it. It's in a loop. Okay, I must say I'm a little bit baffled now because I am certain I have corrected the color, unless it still refuses to correct for whatever odd reason. Yeah, keeps on keeping it blue. What the hexticle? That's weird.
Is it somewhere else that it's...
No. Okay, man. I must have not clicked OK. That has to be it.
Yep.
Okay. Hit
These
Control
are the
E again.
silliest bugs ever.
Well, I mean, it is definitely baffling, I can tell you that a little bit. But maybe now it's going to be okay. Let's see. Alright, finally.
That looked like a Greek temple when I saw it.
It's rotated all sorts of bazonkers wrong. Alright, so let's try and see what the situation is now.
It's even in the water.
Yeah, but so I'm not worried about that odd rotation. What worries me is the very strange sideways rotation. That I do not understand. So there's a few possibilities. Actually, there's a few certainties that we definitely need to do something about. Number one, our rigid body is not frozen, uses gravity, it's all broken. Is kinematic absolutely necessary? Right? Because I think it literally laid it down on top of the box because it didn't know what to do. So this will at least give us a consistent rotation. Okay, so we definitely have a consistent rotation. Now we have one obvious situation here. Something's happening. It's far elevated from ground, right? And the reason why this is happening is because these dirts, etc., are actually further down, aren't they? So, and we need to do that too. Okay, so we need to go to our prefab right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to tell the model, actually mate, you're going down by 1 point. Okay, so we're going to say -1. I'm actually see, it's not great because these models are actually 1.5 in scale apparently. Oh, that's very strange. I'm wondering if everything is 1.5 in scale. I think this bomb spawn point happens to be, but I don't know that the spawn point is. It isn't. Yeah, so we got a few things wrong here. So let's go to our ladder, tell it that it's 1, 1, 1, right? So only the spawn point bomb, I think we decided to make a little larger for whatever reason, right? And now we're gonna move it down by 1.
Oh yeah, we made it larger because the bombs looked big compared to it.
Okay. That might be it.
The bombs didn't actually fit on the thing.
Okay, now it's correct. It's rotated incorrectly, right? But then again, this is the 0 rotation.
Placed incorrectly.
No, it's placed fine, but it's rotated wrong, right? So this, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. This one, though, right? So if you look at this rotation, it's 0, which is exactly what we wanted. If you rotate it 90, ooh, on the Z is wrong. It's on the Y. So if you rotate it by 90, it goes over there. If you rotate it by 180, then it faces the top. So all we need to do is to remember that the rotation down is 0. Okay?
So you need to change our code just a bit.
No, or our color. We can change our color. Rotatable edge object. So this seems to me like it's probably working just fine. Up, round to lava. Okay. Everything makes sense to me here. So in this particular case, we want to go and change the color of the map entity info, not entities. Okay, so we're going to hide entities, displayed entity information. Actually, we need to keep at least the ladder entities to know where they are. Now in entity information, you see we can't see those. And remember, we use the red color to communicate rotation. So yeah. Full blast red would be maximum rotation, which is not what we want. What we want is the one on the half, which would be 66% red. Okay, so let's go and change this now. Open the calculator. And we're gonna say 66%, okay, times 255, 170. So you want to change this red to 170 and hit OK. And now if you paste it here and here, And that's the entity information. Now hit Control-Shift-D. And we go to entity info map. Replace. Export.
So now let's see if it is rotated correctly.
Yes. Now my expectation is this ladder is actually facing the right way.
Yep.
And it is.
And now we need to just climb up with it.
That's right. Which is funny because we only have 10 minutes. So it took us all of the hour just to make this. Okay? But yeah, so we can get there. Now you can see we can actually collide with it, which I don't think is bad.
It's still white. It's not. I can't even tell the difference that it's metal.
I agree with you. Let's play around with those values of the material. Now that will be easy because the material is shared, right? So all you need to do is go to this metal material, open it, actually unpause, but remove maximize and play, right? So you can still see it there. Let's maybe make it a bit wider so we can see it nice. And now let's just play around. Yeah, so the issue is there's no real easy way to make this noticeable, okay? So...
Blue would be more like C.
Yeah, maybe we should just give up on the whole
metal thing.
Metal idea and go with.
That's why I thought about brown because some ladders are brown.
Yeah, I understand, but brown is gonna look identical to dirt.
Yeah, but a bit lighter brown.
I think what we should go is pick a color that is gonna be our interaction color, and then stick with that. So, for example, this very light yellow could possibly work. Right, so that's your interaction color.
Mm. It would be cool if we made a color for what you would interact with if you were standing beside it or something.
Right, so when you stay beside it, it changes color, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do something like that if you want to. We could do that. It's not that difficult. Remember, we have a vision module, right? So now with that vision module, we can interact with the ladder ourselves. Now, let's start working on some of these things. Let's see how far we can get just today. So, edit, project settings, physics. So in the physics, we're going to remove everything first, right? Every interaction with edge object is not going to happen. It's going to interact with the player. It's probably going to interact with the enemy, and it's definitely going to interact with player awareness.
Yeah.
Right? And that's it for now. Now, let's go to the player who has the controls. Hit Control M O. Now, contextual interaction. Remember this? We're going to use this.
Yeah.
So, update, blah, 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 blah. So input, get button down, fire, carried object is null. It's definitely null. If we carry something, we can't interact with letters, right? So interactive entity is IE, get closest entity, IE. So it's an interactive entity. Now that's interesting. I don't think our ladder has an interactive entity module on it, right? So let's take a look. Ladder, open prefab.
Nope.
No interactive entity.
Has a map entity.
Type I, interactive entity. Is type. We're missing an interactive entity.
Need the enum.
That's right. So let's go right there. Hit F2, F12. This key over here. This leads you straight to its definition. Comma, ladder. Save. Okay.
Got it.
So now we can go back here. We can wait a little bit for the compiler, and then we're gonna tell it, actually, sir, you are a ladder. And wait, just doesn't matter. Okay, so you are a ladder, and now that you are a ladder, we can go back to the player and we can say, actually, if IE is not null, case space tab dot L tab. Yeah, colon. Hit enter twice, break. Semicolon.
There.
Right? And contextual interaction is going to, yeah, we're just going to call contextual interaction IE. Save. Now, we would need a specific state for this. So you see how we have the picking up state? I'd like to change this state to something like interacting. So hit Control R twice and type interacting. Hit enter. Save. Okay. So interacting. So here it says if not interacting with anything, that we can possibly interact. But here we should actually check that if we are not. Oh, that's interesting. Here it says if not interacting. Here it says if not interacting again, which is obviously stupid.
Yeah.
So Carried object is null. Yeah, just cut this and paste it here. Save. Which means it makes these two identical, but yeah, including carried object is null. So they're literally identical. So let's just do this. Save. Now let's go to contextual interaction and let's take a look. Okay, here we're checking for type. All right, so let's do a case again. Tab, dot, ladder, yeah, dot, colon, enter break. Save. All right, so now that we've got the ladder, what we need to do is we need to climb on it. What are we gonna need? What do we need for all animations, essentially?
A curve.
Sure, and what determines the time?
The passing time.
And where is the passing time? Usually. Coroutines, potato. So we're gonna need a coroutine. So here's the core pickup. Wait, let's leave that one alone. But we are going to create a public float. Do we need a public for this? Nah. Make
float.
It. Yeah, float. Copy this. Paste it here. And we're gonna call this one. Well, wait. No, you don't need a coroutine. It's a float for now. So this one is going to be ladder climb duration. Duration.
Equals default.
Yeah, give it a default value now, which is going to be, say, 2 seconds, 2f, maybe even 3f. Okay, so it will take 3 seconds to go up the ladder. Now we're going to need 2 curves. One curve is going to be for the speed of execution going up, and one curve is going to be for how late we go forward, or something like that. No, I think that one curve would be sufficient just to go up, sort of thing. Yeah. All right, so copy this entire thing, paste it here, and go ladder climb. Yeah, climb movement, you can leave it there. Save. Default is fine. Vertical emphasis, we don't need any of that. And now copy the coroutine, paste it here, and go climb ladder.
Oops. Again.
My word. Alright, save. Alright, so down here now, we've got throw, etc. So this is becoming chaotic. I don't like it. Now let's hit Control MO. We're gonna create regions. You've never done this before?
Yes, I have.
You have? You've created regions? I don't remember.
In the other game, Tabletop Gear, we had regions.
So hashtag Shift 3. I have a British keyboard, so it's Shift pound. Region. Yeah. Do you know where I got this keyboard from? Rockstar. Yeah. I've had this keyboard for as long as I've been employed.
Oh.
And unemployed after, I guess. Okay, so region, start, capital S.
And then there's the
capital
region.
S. Okay, and here you close the region. So region and region. So pound, Shift 3, and region. It's already there. Hit tab. Create a new region. Tab. Type update. Okay, we got 2 of them. So region, end region. That's it. It's there. New region. Interactions. Close it. We'll see what we'll put in there. Wait a moment. Copy. Paste. Paste. Rename this one to operations. And this one to queries.
How does that spell?
Queries.
What does it mean?
Questions. So we've got interactions. What will go in there?
Well, the ladder.
Not necessarily. It's public methods. So stuff say for example, public take damage could go in there, right? Now, interactive entity, this is, you see what? It returns something. That's a question. It returns something. So it's going to get something back. This goes in query. So cut this, put it in queries. And delete one. Now, contextual interaction, this is definitely us pressing something. Yeah, even though it's private, but that's okay. So cut this and paste it here. That's contextual interaction. Now, start pickup, stop pickup, and pickup routine. These are all one coroutine, right? Wait. I don't know where we'll put those, but perhaps in operations would be a good place. Yeah, let's cut this. Because this happens passively. It's got nothing to do with input, right? So once it's been done,
I press Control M out and you.
That's fine.
Move the
Okay,
mouse.
there we go. So, and now there's take damage. This one comes from the outside. I think we should put it in interactions. Yeah, sort of. I don't know. No, cut it. And let's put it in operations. Normally I put public methods in interactions, but in this particular case, because we're the player, we do the interacting. And now throw is definitely an interaction. So cut this and put it in here. Save. Wait.
I was going to ammo again.
I know, but you know, I also have a plan. All right, save. Now I want you to shift tab, shift tab, shift tab, shift tab, shift tab, and shift tab. Save. All right, that's nice and tidy. Hit Control M now. All right, so we got the throw. Now we are going to call void. No, actually, we're going to leave this alone. And we're going to create ladder climbing. So what you're going to do is you're going to, let's just copy all of this, which is a bit overkill, really. Paste it, save. I know it's all wrong, but that's okay. So here you change it to start, climb, ladder. Okay, hold shift. Copy, paste, 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 paste. One moment. Paste, save. All right. So interacting goes to true, absolutely. Carried object, utterly irrelevant. Passing time 0, yes.
Have to keep that.
Save. Right, now one thing that we definitely need while we climb the ladders, we left an error. We left a blunder here. So copy this, paste it here, save. Now one thing that we need to do when we start climbing the ladder is we need to know which ladder. Okay, so that's kind of an issue if we don't know, right? So perhaps we should simply send that interactive object when we when we go to it. So here it says start pickup, etc. So what we can do here is we can simply so we got the carried object state. Perhaps we should have an interactive entity that is also the, I don't want there to be a ladder then a door. It's kind of silly, right? So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because at this point, perhaps instead of carried object, we could rename this to current interaction object. So hit Control R twice and type current interaction. Hit enter. Okay, save. So copy this. So here it says if current interaction object is null. Now that's fairly interesting because this test has already been done before. So we could never get here with that. You'll see here an update. See, if current interaction object is null, then you go to contextual interaction. So this is kind of a redundant test. But I can see that if we've got one, then we can throw. Maybe that's why we left it here. At any rate, so if the current interaction object is null, we are now going to assign the current interaction object but we need to do it, well, the way we did it here, I guess. So you know how we just deleted that? We're gonna reinstate it. Object transform set parent picked up container get component enemy start interaction routine. Okay, let's just copy all of this, paste it here, and but that's odd. Who says current? No, I don't like this. Type equals, and now hit Control F. Let's see in this document where it is. Right here before we start. I thought so. So IE get component, etc. So current interaction object is IE. Copy this, paste it here. Okay. So IE is this, and then go start, climb, whatever. Climb ladder. Open, close round, semicolon. Okay, let's go there with F12. There it is. We don't need it. We've already found it. Save. Okay, so start position. Okay, this is going to get complicated now because we need to do a bunch of things. We need to get the player close to the ladder. That's the first step of the coroutine. Then the player climbs up the ladder. That's the second step of the coroutine, which is going to use a curve. And then the player gets off the ladder. That's the third step of the coroutine. So we got a coroutine divided in 3 parts. Okay, during these 3 parts, the player won't be able to do anything, right? Well, other than go up or down. Ooh, that's an interesting point. Well, at this point, we're just going to make it so that it's automatic going up, meaning that once you press the button to interact with the ladder, you go all the way up. Okay? And if you press it to go down, you go all the way down. That's how we're going to do it. Well, I don't think we're even going to allow you to interact with the ladder that's down. Anyway, so we got climb duration. Copy this. Paste it here. And call ladder mount, dismount, mount, just mount, it's fine. Mount duration. Now let's make this quite fast, like 0.5. So half a second, hop, grab on the ladder, 3 seconds, hop, get off. Yes? All right, so step number 1 is going to be this. Now start position is where we are. So it's going to be transform.position. Correct? Mm-hmm. Now, we need an end position, so type vector 3, epos equals, and now we're going to have, see, this is going to be an interesting situation because we don't exactly know where. Yes, we do. We know the position of the tile with the ladder. However, we know another thing as well. Remember, the tile is at 0, the model is at -1. We need to add that -1. Okay, so position of the tile plus that. So this one is interacted object. This one, copy, paste it here, dot transform, dot position, plus vector 3 dot down. Dot down. Right, we're going down by 1, semicolon. Okay, do we need any rotations?
Don't think so.
Well, maybe we should have the player face the ladder when going up, but we'll worry about that later because our player is a ball right now, so it's very difficult to tell.
Except for the sword. The sword is the only thing that actually shows its face.
I'm thinking though, I think it possibly may be a good thing to have that. But I wouldn't want to have it as a quaternion, I don't think. I would want to have it as a float, probably to get the Z. Anyway, we'll worry about it later, right? So let's just say a comment here, right? Need rotations. Just type need rotations. Right, I want to get this done for the night, so save. Passing time plus time dot fixed delta time divided by what? Divided by mount dismount time. So just type mount. There it is, duration. Ladder mount duration. Save that. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is we're going to remove all of the, let's leave a bit of it. We're gonna say transform, copy this, paste, transform dot position equals vector3 dot lerp.
S pause is fine.
S pause is fine. E pause right here. Yeah, there it is. And not this curve, not any curve. It's gonna be linear. So just passing time. Save. Now we don't need any vector up or whatever. Save.
Semicolon.
Yeah. So now we're done with the first part, right? Actually, let's put a comment here as well. Type mount or moint. Mount. All right. Now here you're going to say climb. And now we're gonna copy this entire thing. Paste. We're actually also going to copy this entire thing.
Except for the full passing time, we already have. We're in the same function.
Yeah,
right?
well, we need everything except actually. Anyway, just copy. Trust me. Paste. Now we need to delete this and delete this. Save. Now, so the transform dot position. Okay. Now current interaction object transform dot position without the down. We're going to the top of the letter, right?
Yep.
Okay, a passing time, blah, blah, blah. This is all good. Now we need that curve. So start typing curve. We also have another mistake. Dot evaluate. Passing time. Close. Save.
No, semicolon.
Okay, now one thing that's wrong is this. It's not the mount duration. We want the climb duration. So climb. Ladder climb duration. There it is.
Nope. I was going for it to happen.
Save. Okay, so this is the second step done. Now you need dismount.
Copy this again.
Leave it for now. So we're gonna have an issue now because we need to have that rotation to know which direction the ladder is facing. That's not obvious. Right? So
need to save the rotation, I guess.
Well, we can get from it, but yes, you make a good point. I think we could probably save it. So rotatable edge object. For instance, this is a way to save it. It could be good, but at that point we can't just get the interactive entity. Another way to do it would be to go and get the model. Yeah, but that's kind of annoying. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think we should save that rotation. So here, just go right here and go public int. And go and go rotation index equals nothing. So it's going to be save, copy it, paste it, equals, copy this, paste it here, semicolon, copy this, paste it here, save. Okay, so now we got this rotation index, but obviously we don't have access to this, which means we need to get access to that the way we did in the pickup. See here we get access to whatever enemy, right? Which is not ideal again. We'll worry about that later. Let's see where we did it exactly. Right here. So we're gonna say copy this, paste it here, and you go space ladder equals, and this one we need the current interaction object, paste it here, dot get component, transform first, transform, dot get component, yeah, of type, rotatable edge object,
Yep.
paste, close, open, close round, semicolon, save. Right, so now it will depend on that particular number where we're going, and that's going to help us with the rotations to here. We'll worry about that later again. Right, so so we got the ladder. Let's copy this ladder actually, and I want to get it here. Yeah, just so it's easier for us to understand what we're doing. Paste it here, save. Okay, and now we are dismounting. For dismounting, let's copy the mount. Okay, you see how the mount here is not as clear as this one. So let's copy all of these 3, paste them here. You can remove this 0 over here, and you can remove this, and you can cut this and place it here. Save. All right, that's much better. And now we can copy this, copy again, and we're gonna go to dismount, paste it, and here type finish. Save. Okay, so passing time 0, transform position, that's correct. And now we need to go to this same position, but in a certain direction. And there is another interesting thing we could do. Oh, I like that very much. We're still gonna keep what we're doing, that's fine. But here's what we're gonna say. It's gonna say transform dot transform direction.
Direction. Sorry, I thought they were transform dot direction.
Transform direction. That's the one. Open round. Vector 3 dot forward. So let's just try this for now. If we're lucky, it's already gonna go where we want it to go. I don't think we'll be, but we'll find out if we're not. And we'll laugh a bit because the character is gonna walk into the water and then fall back down like a potato. So that's gonna be funny. Passing time, blah, blah, blah. Letter, this one is wrong. No, it's correct. Letter mount duration, blah, blah, blah. I suppose, okay, all good. Done. Save.
Got it.
So we'll see if this works. Shift tab here. Save. So climb ladder routine. Everything should work, etc., etc. Maybe it'll already work because theoretically our code is fairly smart in that area. So let's see how that goes. Ta-da-da! Drop in the water.
There's our
ladder. Ready? Ha! No reference. We forgot the curve. We forgot to assign the curve. It's not like we do this every single one time.
Yeah, we did last time too.
Okay, so for this one, we need something interesting. I want pauses. So I want to hop, 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 climb on the 3 steps sort of thing, right? So let's begin. Do we have any that have intermediate steps? I don't see any. Ah, there's one with one intermediate step. We have 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hop,
so up,
hop,
hop,
hop.
hop. So we need 3 hops. So this is 1 hop over here. Okay. If we need 3, it would make sense to put it at 0.33, right? So we're gonna edit this key and tell it 0.333333 and 0.333333. There. All right. Now make it flat. Now break it. Okay, add another point, edit this key, the next one 0.66666, 0.6666666, boop, flat, break it, and now, flat, that's a nice little bounce, and a nice little bounce. Actually, it probably would be a good idea to go up and down a bit, but that's okay.
We should probably save this curve.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go here. No, saved. I also want a little bit more. There. A bit more oomph, right? So it goes hop, hop, hop. Just like that. So maybe 3 seconds isn't even enough. Let's change it to like 4. 4 seconds of climbing a ladder. That sounds brilliant. Not really. Alright, let's see what the situation is now. Hello. I'm gonna... Yeah, we need some particle effects, don't we?
Yeah.
Boing! What's the null ref? Interactive distance, interactive entities inside, transform dot position. It's a null reference. It's in the player. Interactive entities in sight. How is this calculated? Right? That's an interesting question. Let's go take a look. AM list to array. So here, I'm sure in our update or on trigger stay, on trigger stay, our letters aren't triggers.
We need to make them triggers then.
Right. That's interesting. Because it doesn't have a trigger collider, that thing. I think we can add 2 colliders if we wanted to. I think that would work. So we're going to try that. One is trigger, the other one isn't. Bit dodgy, but that's fine. We'll see next time if we can be clever about this. I don't know. So
we definitely don't have time now.
Well, add component. Boo.
Boo.
The box collider. And this one you just tell it is trigger. That's it. Let's immediately test, because I think this is going to solve it.
Splash for the 3rd time.
Well, you splash many times in games. Boing.
Again.
Exactly the same. So interactive entities inside. List interactive entities. List interactive entities. Player, enemy, bomb. So we've got a few, right? And we need case.
Matter.
Yeah, no, just add entity to site. I think it's the one we need. So just case, space tab, dot ladder. Colon. Save. Okay. There will be a bit of trial and error. What are you going to do about it? It is what it is.
Splash for the 4th time. We need sounds in this game.
Boink.
Again.
How is it exactly in the same spot? That's what I don't get. So, player interactive entities in site. So you are getting a null ref. This must mean... That's odd. That's very odd. Interactive entity in site? Does interactive entity have a setup? Okay, so let's be a bit more methodical about this. Awareness module. Go debug.log. Open round, quote, here. Close quote, close round. Save. Okay, now let's test if we get the here to occur. I'm going to remove maximize and play. Alright, should have put a ladder closer. This is boring. Okay. Yes, so we're getting here, it's happening. Okay, so the entity is being added, save, to site. Listen to it, add. Okay, so that's being added, and all of this is happening before update, isn't it? I think so. So interactive entities in site, yeah, exactly, equals am dot list interactive entities. So this should be here. If it's a ladder, things should happen. Now the point where we're getting the bug is down here. Get closest entity, and there it is. Get closest entity. Very strange this. So here I want you to type debug.log open round interactive entities inside, no quotes, interactive entities inside dot count or length close round semicolon save. Man, this thing is never ending. We're 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
Still going. Well, I didn't want to just finish a class without doing anything, essentially.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't remember how to interact with our own map. 1. So it's definitely there. Okay, so we got this too. It's happening. Save.
Did we forget to assign something in the...
Don't think so. So here we got now this thing. Distance, max distance, etc. If it's lower distance, transform dot position, this one is definitely not null. And interactive entities inside I, transform position. Okay, this is the weirdest thing. So this one must be null. It exists, but it's a null value. Okay, that leaves me a bit bereft. It must mean at this point that the awareness module, when it's adding IE, if it contains IE, so this one is already being sent as a null. Transform get component interactive entity. Debug.log, open round, copy this, paste it here, close it again, semicolon. If this spits out null, we know what the problem is. But I'd be somewhat surprised that this would spit out null, frankly. If it is though, yeah, that's the answer. So that's the problem. We can't find save interactive entity directly on the ladder somehow. So let's take a look at our ladder. And if the interactive entity isn't on it,
which it is.
Poopies. There's only one possibility I see, which is we are not picking it up because it's on the parent. So the collider is on a child, and therefore we're not picking it up. Copy component, remove component. Paste component is new. Okay, so as you can see, it's all totally bananas wrong. Okay, so let's reset this component. That's the only reason I can imagine this occurring. So we're gonna lower this down to here. That's negative 0.5. And now we're gonna make it thinner on the z-axis. So let's do 0.2. And then we're gonna push it forward, backward on the z-axis. Like 0.4.
There. Now should it work?
Maybe. I'm not certain, but I suspect, because we're looking for that thing, but we can't find it. Boink. Still no. So it was not this, and this was clearly a bad idea. But I'm very confused now. So undo this for me. Hit undo, 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 undo. Okay, stop here. So this shouldn't make a difference. What is the issue? Because we know it's null, but I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense that it would be. C.transform. So debug.log. Open round. C.transform. Close round. Semicolon. So this should give us the name of the object. And I bet you it's ladder. So I'm sure I know what's happening. We just need to sort of figure out a way to model. That's the issue. So you're going to the model. But that's odd. If I moved that collider, then you shouldn't be going to the model. Let's go to add entity to site, save, right? And interactive entity. So copy this, paste it here, space, IE equals. Copy this, paste it here, semicolon. If IE equals null. Close, open, enter, enter, close. So if it's null, if we can't find it, we're gonna say IE equals. It's a bit of a hack, this. Copy all of this, paste it here. Parent. Dot. Yeah, save. And now feed this IE. Save. Now I'm almost certain this will work, but it is a bit of a hack because the collider's on the model and yeah.
Splash.
Splash indeed.
Climbity, climbity, climb.
Whoa! That
What
went south big time.
Well, he actually went south.
Well, yeah. Let's try this other ladder. I think we're gonna go to the point 0, 0. That looks suspiciously close to the corner. Yeah. So I'm almost sure we're going to 0, 0 somehow because we're bananas, really. Let's see here. Oh, is there an error? No errors. So let's see here. Ladder transform direction. Vector 3 dot forward. Oh, copy this. Paste it. Position. Plus. Save. And I bet you it's backwards, by the way, which is why we're going down there. Now, I saw a few things that bother me, the speed of going up the ladder, and there is another thing as well, the collider. The collider is kind of annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of the normal collider here. This box collider over here, we're just removing it completely. Okay, so that's one thing. Now let's go back to the player. I think that him climbing up takes literally a year. It doesn't, but it's not fun to wait that long, in my opinion.
At least 2 seconds would be better.
Let's try 2 seconds and let's see how that goes. Come on, we're almost there, almost done.
Splash.
I'm going to the ladder. Going to the ladder. Huh. Yeah, so we're going the wrong direction, which is what I expected. Okay, so another thing that's interesting, we can't climb the ladder anymore. That surprises me. So I'm guessing we forgot to tell it that something is null or whatever. It's fine. Still letting us move. So something's weird. We can only climb the ladder one time. Odd. Interacting is false. I think that the interactable object doesn't turn to null again. So all we need to do is we need to tell this current interaction object right here equals null. Semicolon. What is this yield return null doing here? Save. We actually don't need it in this one either. Save. All right, so control MO. So that's pretty good. Now, all we need to do instead of forward, here put a back. Save. And that will fix everything, I believe, in terms of where we're going. I'm still not happy with how slowly we climb. Something smells. Ladder climb duration just feels really slow to me. And it's 2 seconds. I mean, that felt longer than 2 seconds. Let's try one. I don't understand. Also, mounting the ladder felt slow to me. I don't know if I'm crazy. Much better.
And we went the right way.
I know.
And we can climb again.
Yep.
It works. Let's try the other ladder just in case.
Yeah, it'll work for sure. Oh, but I need to walk among the bombs. Don't catch me. Oi! No, smack into him. Oh, no. In the water. Bye.
So funny.
Climb up. Yes. There you go. There you go, Miyamoto. Watch us make the next Zelda. Oh, there's still something that happens with... Oh, hello.
Why Miyamoto? Does he make the Zelda games as well?
Yep.
Oh. What about the Metroid games?
Yep. Anyway, so that's working fairly okay. May not be the best thing ever, but you know, you're climbing. Yeah, I'd like to have more emphasis there. I think it'd be cooler. Like, boing, boing, boing. You know, some kind of like rebounding or whatever. But it's not too bad. It's working. We can go up and down as many times as we want. Bonjour. Plouf. Hello. All right, that's pretty good. All right, so that will conclude this episode for the YouTube crowd. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.